Good afternoon. I'm Gail Anderson. This is Mentoring Moments for Moms. Glad to have you all. I want to welcome you if you're watching for the first time or if you've been here before. Doesn't really matter. And if you're watching the replay, good for you. Thank you for picking us up and joining it. Today I am talking a little bit in follow-up to what my husband talked about yesterday with healthy eating. So if you have not listened to that broadcast yesterday, you may want to listen to that first and then listen to what we're talking about today. Just wanted to give you some, hello Taryn, good to see you and good to see all the rest of you. Just wanted to give you some ideas of how I put together my meals. I do some recipes, but not that many. Does not eating meat make my load taste better? Oh, your food tastes better. Oh, you can make it taste better with your spices and seasonings and different sauces like salsa or spaghetti sauce, so it could. But basically, we eat pretty well a plant-based diet. Ooh, why don't you block him for me? Thank you. Okay, so we eat basically a plant-based diet. So when I am fixing a meal for us, I am usually starting out with the beans. Beans are an important thing to have for your protein, your energy. When you take some of these beans and combine them with a whole grain, then you pretty much get the amino acids that you need to make the proteins. A lot of people wonder when you're eating like this if you can get enough protein, and you can if you're combining the right foods. So we pretty much call our meals food combining instead of just making certain recipes. So we start out with beans. I like to have either black beans or refried, which are pinto beans, garbanzos, which I can use on a salad or use to make hummus. We use kidney beans when we're making soups. We also use white northern beans. I actually am using organic canned beans. I have in the past made my own refried beans and soaked them and cooked them and all that, but I'm pretty much using the organic canned at this point because we go through a lot of beans and that's worked out good for us. So all of these beans can be used in different ways in soups, sandwiches, salads, and that's basically, do the canned ones not have the acid? Oh, I do not know that. I know we do rinse off our beans before we use them, and hopefully the organic do not have the acid you're talking about. We really had no problem switching our diet to eating more of those. So I'll see if I can find out that answer for you. If anybody else knows, you can certainly type it in. That would be great. So the next thing we make sure we have at every meal is some whole grains. So that would be like cooked rice, quinoa, whole grain tortillas, whole grain pitas, some kind of whole grain bread. We also like to use sandwich thins. You can get those whole grains. So that's just something that you can use and you can change the different whole grain things that you're using. So always look for the whole grain stamp because whole wheat doesn't always mean whole grain. So that's what we work toward. As far as vegetables, oh my gosh, the sky's the limit here. We always start out with your dark leafy greens and our favorite would be spinach. And then we just want an assortment of colors of veggies that we add. Our staples at our house are probably onions, that would be red and white onions, sometimes yellow onions, peppers of all different colors, we love those. And if your kids aren't used to eating peppers, how do you like to cook spinach? I basically use the spinach fresh in salads, or I will put it at the bottom of a bowl of soup and then put soup on top. When I do cook spinach, I'm doing it in lasagna and using it as one of my vegetables in lasagna. How do you get the onion smell out of your house? I haven't had too much trouble with that. Probably diffuse something that would clean the air. Maybe some cinnamon. Yes, it's time for soup, isn't it? Cooked onions. Yeah, I don't have that much trouble. I guess maybe I like the smell of onions, so that's helpful. Very helpful. We use beets. Very often that is just in a salad though. I don't usually cook beets. We do zucchini, lots of mushrooms. I love carrots. Carrot sliced, carrot shredded. And you know, when you slice your vegetables different or use different vegetables in a meal, it's really amazing how different it can seem. Salads can be totally different. So the onion smell is really strong when you grill them. Interesting. So maybe you're not, do you have enough liquid in the bottom of your pan with your grilling in? Either a little bit of olive oil or water. We usually use water and just saute. So maybe that's part of the reason we're not getting so strong a smell. Let's see, also the cruciferous vegetables, whether that be cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower. There's tons of things you can do with those as far as recipes. But like I say, we normally start out with things. A lot of what I do is just combining these foods. And avocado, love avocado, either on salads or to make guac. I just have to be careful of using the package mixes because those have a lot of things in them that I think aren't the best for you. But if you make up your own guac with avocado and some salsa and garlic, oh, it can be absolutely amazing. So, like I say, we don't always use a recipe. Often we are just deciding avocado chai pudding for breakfast. Wow, interesting, very interesting. Chia, okay, that sounds better. Did the kids like it? That would be my question. Very interesting though. Thank you for sharing that. So whether you're using the vegetables raw or cooked, that's one of the first decisions I make is, okay, what am I going to do with my vegetables? That is awesome that your 1.5-year-old loved it. So I like to stir fry, I like to steam them, I love oven roasting, putting just a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of it, and then some seasonings, and just stirring them and just roasting them. One of the things that I love is turmeric is so good for you. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it is great. Oh, very good. So that chia pudding sounds good. I'm gonna have to look that up. So when I put turmeric in things, I will just add it in a soup or when I'm grilling vegetables, putting them on the stove, in the oven, on the stove, whatever. And I always throw a little bit of that in because it is so good for cancer fighting. One of the other things we like to do, now we do a lot of nuts and seeds and fruits. A lot of times those are either a side or we put them on top of a salad, or we're having them for snacks. And again, you want to watch your portions on the nuts or seeds because they have plenty in them, even if you're just having a very small amount in your hand. Okay, one of the other things we love doing, either with cooked or raw vegetables, is putting them in a pita or in a tortilla, or again, a salad. And with the tortillas, you can put stuff in it that's warm. You can even use it cold and roll it up and make a wrap. It's delicious to do a quesadilla with your cooked vegetables. That is an awesome option. But some of our favorite, what I would call non-recipe things that I fix are a great big salad with some kind of beans and whole grain bread, or putting it with rice and then pouring warm spaghetti sauce over it. That is delicious. Tortillas with rice and refried beans or cooked veggies, and then a little bit of fresh spinach is delicious. I like making veggie chili, homemade. That is great. And when you can make something bigger like that, it'll usually last. You know what? I have a surprise for you. I have recipes that I'm going to put the link for in my YouTube channel. That'll be on the description for that today when I put that in. And I think I have like 12 or 13 recipes. So those are things I actually use recipes for. But otherwise, I'm just doing food combining. As I say, you know, if I've been using black beans on our salad for the last couple of days, I'm going to pull out some garbanzo beans and put that on top of the salad. Or I'm going to warm up some refried beans and just put it on the side, and you can almost use it like a dressing. Same way with hummus. If you're making hummus with garbanzo beans, I have a great recipe for that. That'll be in the folder. So hopefully that'll help. Pita pizzas are a fun meal, easy. You can tailor according to what kinds of vegetables people like, and kids enjoy putting them together and making them before you actually cook them. So that's a fun family recipe to use. So much variety, so many ingredients. And one of the things I like to do is just buy according to the sales. If peppers are on sale this week, then I'm going to be using peppers quite a bit. And I'll probably be cooking peppers because I seem to go through them more if they're cooked. Let's see. Oh, spices, salsa, throwing jalapenos or jalapeno juice into things is amazing. We put jalapenos on pizzas. We put them in our quesadillas. We'll put them in our pitas, all kinds of things. And I do like to put them in my red pepper hummus. Just throw in some jalapenos and a little bit of jalapeno juice, and now you've got some real kick to that hummus. So my favorite recipes, I did put in a folder, and I will have the link in the description on my YouTube channel. Any other questions or things you want to ask about? That's really just the streamlined view of how we put together meals. But if you want some more information on healthy eating, look at our scope from yesterday. My husband was on and talked a lot about that. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you soon. Have an awesome weekend.